Russian philosophy includes a variety of philosophical movements. Authors who developed them are listed below, sorted by movement. While most authors listed below are primarily philosophers, also included here are some Russian fiction writers, like Tolstoy and Dostoyevsky, who are also known as philosophers. Russian philosophy as a separate entity started its development in the 19th century, defined initially by the opposition of Westernizers, advocating Russia's following the Western political and economical models, and Slavophiles, insisting on developing Russia as a unique civilization. The latter group included Mikhail Danilevsky and Konstantin Leontiev, the early founders of Eurasianism. The discussion of Russia's place in the world has since become the most characteristic feature of Russian philosophy. In its further development, Russian philosophy was also marked by a deep connection to literature and interest in creativity. Society, politics and nationalism, cosmos and religion were other notable subjects. Notable philosophers of the late 19th and early 20th centuries include Vladimir Soloviev, Vasily Rozanov, Leo Tolstoy, Sergei Bulgakov, Pavel Florensky, Nikolai Berdyaev, P.T. Rim-Sorokin, and Vladimir Vernadsky. From the early 1920s to late 1980s, Russian philosophy was dominated by Marxism, presented as dogma and not grounds for discussion. Stalin's purges, culminating in 1937, delivered a deadly blow to the development of philosophy. A handful of dissident philosophers survived through the Soviet period, among them Alexei Luzev. Stalin's death in 1953 gave way for new schools of thought to spring up, among them Moscow Logic Circle and Tartu Moscow Semiotic School. Major thinkers: Russian Enlightenment, Vasily Tatishchev, Grigory Skovoroda, Mikhail Sherbatov, Andrei Bolotov, Alexander Radishchev, Slavophiles and Pochvenichestvo, Ivan Kireyevsky, Alexei Homikov, Vladimir Odoevsky, Konstantin Aksakov, Yuri Samarin, Fyodor Tyachev, Nikolai Danilevsky, Nikolai Strakov, Fyodor Dostoyevsky, religious philosopher, artist, Konstantin Pobedonosyev, Konstantin Leontiev, Ivan Ilyin, Russian symbolists Valery Bryasov, Alexander Blok, Andrei Bely, Vyacheslav Ivanov, Innokenty Anonsky, Fyodor Sologub, Westernizers Pyotr Archadev, Nikolai Stankovich, the Vissarion Belinsky, Alexander Herzen, father of Russian socialism, Russian positivists Peter Lavrovich Lavrov, G. Vorobov, Ida Roberti, Nikolai Mihailovsky, Konstantin Kavelin, M. Trotsky, N. Karayev, Nikolai Korkanov, Russian cosmists Nikolai Fyodorov. Enolosky lists Fyodorov as primarily a Christian philosopher. Nicholas Roerich, Vladimir Vernadsky, Konstantin Tsiolkovsky, Alexander Chizhevsky, Viktor Skumin, occultists Nikolai Novikov, M. Speransky, Helena Blavatsky, G.I. Gurdjieff, P.D. Ouspensky, epistemologists, logicians and metaphysicians Boris Chicherin, N. Dbolsky, P. Bakunin, M. Karinsky, N. Grot, Sergei Trubetskoy, anarchists Mikhail Bakunin, listed also among the materialist and nihilist theorists, Count Leo Tolstoy, whom some consider the greatest of Russian novelists, Prince Peter Kropotkin, known as the anarchist prince or father of anarchism, Frank Chodorov, born to Russian Jewish immigrants to the United States, Christoph Dostoevsky, a forerunner in anti-nationalism and also a prolific scientist, materialists, nihilists N.G. Chernyshevsky, Dmitry Pisarev, Ivan Sekhenov, socialists and Marxists George Plekhanov, the first major Russian Marxist thinker, Vladimir Lenin, the founder of Leninism, Alexander Bogdanov, Leon Trotsky, the founder of Trotskyism, Soloyanovskaya, Alexander Zinoviev, Aval Ilyenkov, Christian philosophers, pre-Soloviev Pamphil Danilovich Yarkovich, V. Kudryavtsev, Vladimir Soloviev. Soloviev is noted to have created the first complete encompassing system of Russian philosophy. Vasily Rozanov, Fyodor Dostoyevsky listed also as an existentialist. Sergei Bulgakov, Nikolai Berdyaev listed also as an existentialist. Count Leo Tolstoy listed also as the greatest of novelists and an anarchist. Orthodox Christian theologians George Florovsky, Michael Pomazansky, Alexander Shmimin, John Meindorf, Vladimir Lossky, Pavel Florensky, intuitivist personalists Nikolai Lossky, Simon L. Frank, A.F. Luzev, Leo Mikhailovich Lopatin, Dmitry Vasilievich Boldyarov, Sergei Alexandrovich Levitsky, Vladimir Alexandrovich Kozhevnikov, intuitivist realists B. Babinin, A. Onyov, F. Berezkov, P. Popov, existentialists Fyodor Dostoyevsky, Lev Shestov, Nikolai Berdyaev, aestheticians Alexei Luzev, Mikhail Bakhtin, globalists Alexander N. Shumakov. Bibliography. History of Russian Philosophy by N. O. Lossky, publisher Allen and Amp Unwin, London ISNI, B000H45QTY International Universities Press Inc. NY, sponsored by St. Vladimir's Orthodox Theological Seminary, A History of Philosophy, Volume 10, Russian Philosophy by Frederick Copleston, publisher Continuum, London. A History of Russian Philosophy, 2 volumes by Vasily Vasilovich Zankowski, translator George L. Klein, publisher, Routledge and Amp, Kegan Paul Assin, B000ROI5 Ms.